Help, Lord. Interesting, eh?
Yeah, it's a cry.
For the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from amongst the children of men. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Didn't we just speak about the little horn power?
Yeah.
Does it say proud things?
Oh, yes. And proud is almost blasphemous.
Definitely blasphemous. Who have said, with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own. Who is the Lord over us? We shall decide the path of salvation, not you. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, says the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Now the poor and the needy here are the poor in spirit that have been starved of the word of truth.
Yeah.
Now, two very important verses. Verse 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. And the next verse, thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. This is the King James. So in the King James, it tells us that the words of the Lord are pure. They are purified 7 times, and that the Lord will keep them, the words, and shall preserve them from this generation forever.
Yeah, so he promises.
He promises. In other translation, the preservation goes to humanity and not to the word. So this is very important. Can God expect me to keep his word if he never preserved his word?
No, because how would you know what to do? Because
Right, exactly. So I always say inspiration without preservation is useless.
it is.
So, God, you cannot expect me to keep your word if you haven't given me your word. And therefore, if your words are pure and they're tried in the furnace 7 times, and you've promised to preserve them, then I must still be able to find them.
For sure.
Okay.
That is a promise.
Psalms 12 verse 8 says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Looks like reading the news these days.
That's true.
Eh?
Very much so.
Yeah, so in this world, the vilest of men are exalted, and the word of the Lord is put aside.
And wicked is on every side.
Okay, Martin, where do we get our Bibles from, and what do we do with them? Now, the interesting thing is there are basically 2 streams. They are divided here into 3, but basically 2 of them are the same. There are 2 streams. So you have, when it comes to the New Testament, originally you have manuscripts which are no longer available. So these manuscripts were written by the Bible writers themselves. That's the apostles and Paul. They wrote the scriptures, and Mark also contributed. Now, those original handwritten documents are no longer available.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were copied many times, faithfully kept in a place, and copied and copied and copied. So we have copies of copies, but we don't have the original ones.
That's just as well as you've scanned the original into your computer and you just print the copies of it though.
Correct. So let's say that the original manuscripts are lost, but we have thousands of copies. Now you have 2 streams. The one is the Alexandrian family, and the original ones are also lost. And then you have the ancestors of the Western family, and the originals are also lost. Okay? Now, the Western family, that simply means those manuscripts which were largely kept in Western Europe. And those manuscripts and the Alexandrian manuscripts are basically part of one family.
Okay.
Okay. So let's have a look at them. Now, in this ancestor of the Alexandrian family, we have a couple of manuscripts that are available, and those are Papyrus 75. It comes from about 200 AD. You have another papyrus, which also comes from that time period. And then you have Codex B, and you have Codex Aleph. Now, these two are very, very important in the world today, and they come from the 4th century, and they say that these are the oldest existing documents of the New Testament.
No.
All right, they also contain the Old Testament. The Aleph was found in Sinai, so this is the Sinaiticus, and this one is the Vaticanus, because it was found in the Vatican Library. And from these two documents, largely, we have all the modern versions, like the Revised Version, the American Standard Version, the Revised Standard Version, and the New English Bible, and all the others, the NIV, etc., all come from this stream. Earlier than that, this Western stream, the old Latin Vulgate, there was an old Latin version, and then there was the Latin Vulgate, and then there was Codex D, Codex D2, Codex E, and from that they had the Douay version of 1582, which is the Jesuit version of the Bible. And manuscripts belonging to the same family have the same texts, and they agree closely in wording. These two streams, the Alexandrian and the Western, are basically what comprise the scripture as preserved by Catholicism.
Okay.
The Latin Vulgate is the one that the papacy has declared infallible. All right. Now, it's also interesting, of course, in the Douay version, it is not the Messiah that crushes the head of the serpent,
No.
but it is Mary that crushes the head of the serpent. And the same you will find in the Vulgate. So there's something there which is very strange to begin with.
Yeah.
And then you have the stream that led to the King James Version, where you had the Gothic versions, you had the Syriac, the Peshitta, you have Codex W, which is the Matthew, and the Codex A, and then the vast majority of extant and New Testament scriptures. And there are thousands and thousands of manuscripts, at least 5,000, if not more.
More than enough witnesses.
And they all correspond. Now, this stream is called the Eastern Stream.
The middle one.
This one. And it was in Antioch, which was in Syria, where the Christians were first called Christians. And the manuscripts were kept at Antioch. So the disciples, Paul, and the disciples, the manuscripts were stored there. So the other stream is the one that the Vatican lays claim to. And out of that comes the King James Version. Now, all the original manuscripts are lost. So some of these manuscripts come out of the 5th century. Copies of copies of copies of copies.
That's why it always looks as if it's...
But there are many, many transcripts which are all in harmony.
Yeah.
So they say that these ones that come out of the 4th century, like the Sinaiticus and the Vaticanus, that they are older. And then they say older is better.
But it cannot be.
But it not necessarily so, because these were found in very questionable environments, in waste paper baskets and hidden in a library, so that nobody had ever had access to them. But this stream, everybody had access to, because there were thousands of copies.
Exactly. And it's much broader spread out over the earth.
All right. Now, let's have a look at this issue.